this is a supplement to what I just did, because I think I brought up a really, really important point here. And, sometimes you always have to evaluate the conclusions you drew because maybe they were erroneous conclusions. And so one of the things that we know for sure is Donald John Trump stinks. In other words, he smells like shit. There's any number of people who have reported this to us. And of course, everybody heard him fart in the courtroom. And we have extrapolated from that a belief that the reason he stinks so much is he farts and shits in his pants or whatever, juicy parts or something. And I just assumed that we were right, but there's something I brought up that I think requires scientific exploration. And I'm going to tell y'all right up front, I'm not particularly good at physics or engineering or STEM or anything like that. But I think we have to consider the fact, not the fact, we have to consider the possibility, I want to be very careful with my language here, that Trump is unable to wipe his ass. Yeah, you heard me. It is possible that this man is incapable of wiping his own ass. Now, I'm not an engineer. I don't think we need to bring MIT in here or Princeton or Stanford, Carnegie Mellon or something like that. I think this problem could probably be solved at the AP physics high school level, or maybe at the undergraduate level of physics. And I'm just going to, as I understand the problem is, you would have to figure out his arm length, which I think people can do that pretty good. Now, remember when you're doing that, his fingers about half the size. So if you're going to wipe your ass, you need the fingers. I have some, I think we all have some experience with that. And then you would have to get his estimated diameter of where he is around his ass. And then, of course, I think you have to have that. So let's say the diameter around his ass is 54 inches. Well, you can't, you got to do half of that, which was 27. Okay, then you got to take the arm. I mean, I think he's lost as you get older. I notice you lose certain mobility. In other words, you can't get your hand, your fingers around to do the job. And this is important because if he gets elected and he can't wipe his ass, is a federal employee going to do this for him? Or is maybe a military, maybe some corporal in the Marine Corps, standing guard in front of the White House may be called in. I don't know if that's permissible under the military rules that you have to wipe the ass of somebody higher up in the chain of command than you are. I don't know what the federal rules are for federal workers. Can they be an official presidential ass wiper? We're going to consider that possibility because our young sleuths are going to be doing much better formula of this and make a determination of the probability given what we know under these circumstances. In other words, arm length, finger length, mobility, diameter around his fat fucking ass. Now, we have to also consider the possibility that his asshole is bigger than a normal asshole. His sphincter, I don't ever use the word asshole, this is a high-class operation here. His sphincter, maybe, we know he's a giant asshole. And maybe this is something that we can consider. I don't know that you can get a doctor that specializes in this, and you can get the average diameter of an average asshole. And I would say you could easily add it to his benefit. You could add a third, because that would be in total line with what we know about him. But I think that our online people, a lot of you AP physics teachers out there, maybe some of you teachers, I don't think we got to go to graduate school. I don't think we need graduate student at engineering or physics to work on this. I think this can totally be solved at either the advanced high school level or by more than, a pretty talented undergraduate. But I'll be looking forward to the formulas and to the determination is Donald Trump actually capable of wiping his ass? And if he is not, might that be the reason that he smells like shit all the time? Again, I'm just asking questions here. I need some help. I wish I had a little more. I wish I had studied a little bit harder. I would have paid more attention in physics class, or I, never was too good. Never took any engineering courses, but I'm sure that in the universe of people who watch us, we can make a determination at least of the possibility that he can't wipe his ass. And, that's maybe why he doesn't want to debate anymore, because maybe he don't want people to get too close to him that they can smell him. I know his wife ain't getting within, like I say, the same zip code as he is. Or maybe he can get Kimberly Guilford to come down to Washington and hang on and be the official presidential ass wiper if he wins. I'm just asking questions here, boys and girls, and I have every bit of confidence that we'll get this passed around and we'll get some elegant and factually correct, because we want to be factually correct here. We want to prove with a mathematical formula here. The question is, can this man actually wipe his ass? Thank you very much.